Let's cook up 2 lovebirds in 24 hours. Now, you may be asking, why 24 hours? Cause shut up, that's why. Anyways, I'm Caspian, and this is Casteam Designs. Stay to the end of the video to watch the bloopers. You all should know what an OC is. It's an original character, and I'm creating 2 OCs because I want to release a weekly steampunk comic series. I need more love and steampunk on my feed. I already picked out the names for the lovebirds in question, Calvin and Miles. Oh, you see what I did there, you see. Calvin is bubbly. He's a kind little cafe worker. He likes writing, sightseeing, and fancy dinners. Miles is tall, stoic, and he's a blimp engineer. He hates coffee, loves making gadgets, and camping, and a little bit of gardening. Obviously, Calvin is a little more posh, but still quite down to earth because he works at a cafe, and Miles likes getting his hands dirty. Gadgets, camping, gardening, the whole 9 yards. Who do you think would make a better baker? The barista or the engineer? Comment below. Anyway, let's get started bringing these 2 dudes to life. Let's start with Calvin here, and I didn't really know what I wanted him to look like, so I just started putting some faces down, trying to figure out what I did and didn't like. It's really easy to figure out what you don't like about something, so doing all these faces was a really good opportunity for me to be like, no, I hate that, no, I hate that, so then I can find out what I'm really looking for Calvin. I'm actually pretty happy with a lot of the faces that I did. Some of them look really good. And I also figured out a new way to draw noses for me. I'm looking at my model right now and geez, that nose is just rotten. Oh, I really need to redo that, which I will. Back to the art. It took me about 3 hours to do about 8 faces, and don't worry about the other doodles on there. Those don't matter. I circled a couple things here that I was really liking. I wanted the thicker eyebrows as well as that nose off the top right one. For some reason, really liked the hair and then the bandage idea from the blue eyes guy, and then the jawline from the bottom right guy that was speaking to me. The guy with the red eyes. Everything about him just wasn't feeling like Calvin to me, so I really didn't like it. And then Henry Cavill's lips, I don't know why, but they worked for me. Everything else I wasn't really feeling, so I didn't include the rest of that in the drawing. On to the outfit. I started drawing this terrible little like doll drawing because I wanted to just slap some clothes on and see what stuck. It actually turned out pretty good pretty quickly. I was pretty happy with it. I toyed with the idea with like some suspenders, but I quickly moved on from that. After I got his face done and the body ready, I started moving on to a little bit more of like a full drawing instead of this like cutesy doll thing. I was having some trouble with the pose because I didn't want it to be too bold, but I also just didn't want it to be too casual because I wanted to show his bubbly nature, right? After a little bit of fighting, some struggle, I tapped out and took a break for like a couple hours, and then I came back with a vengeance, and I got a pose I'm pretty happy with. And then I also started thinking about his silhouette because I really want to make sure that Calvin and Miles have a distinct silhouette for the comics, so I can do them in like simpler styles, kind of like in that anime manga gag style that they do. So I just made sure that his hair stuck out a little bit more just to make sure we have that gag comic style that I can do if necessary. Once I finished the sketch, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to do color. So I duplicated the sketch a couple times and just started slapping colors on, seeing what stuck. There was a mint top with a redhead version, which was, we don't need to revisit that. I finally decided that the one on the far left with the blonde was the right one to go for. And then I was gonna do line art and said, you know what? I don't have time for line art. Let's move on to Miles. Oh, there's like a plot for this video. There's like six minutes remaining, everyone. Ooh, we gotta keep going. Anyway, let's run it back and start doing some more faces so we can figure out what Miles looks like. I definitely wanted to keep him on the more masculine side, so I started drawing some faces in that vein. I really wanted a beard for him. I just kept drawing people with beards, and I was like, alright, I guess we're doing a beard for him now. The first guy I drew, I really liked his hair for some reason. It just felt like Miles, 100%. Then the guy with the turquoise eyes, I really liked his beard and his nose. Those were looking good. Then after that, I started working on Miles's outfit. I could not get the outfit looking the way I wanted it to because it started looking too much like Jace from Arcane. No, it's not supposed to look like him. So I was just trying to figure out what I could do because I didn't want to give him a hat. I just didn't want to do like a top hat sort of thing. I didn't want to do that. Even though this is supposed to be steampunk, it was just too on the nose, I guess. So I was like, okay, let's just put like a scarf thing over his neck and try and make that a little bit bigger to try and distinguish his silhouette from Jace, and also keep it different from Calvin, because then he started looking too similar to Calvin. I was fighting for my life with Miles right now, dude, fighting. Also, the doll I did for him is so ugly, but don't worry about that. Then I gave him some goggles to change up the silhouette and try and make him look less like Jace, and I feel like I accomplished it at the end here. And then I of course did some color palettes again, and that's when it really dawned on me that it looked like Jace. And there we go. I decided on the orange for his coloring and then red for Calvin's, and that's my finished sketches of them both. And that is it for Calvin and Miles. Yeah, it's just a sketch. I wanted to do a full art, but this video is already behind, so please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys next time. And don't forget to stay and watch the bloopers. Goodbye, everybody. While I was doing my color palettes, it's so messy. I need to... I was just having some trouble with the pose because it was looking a little bit too bold, and my voice is too deep there. It's gonna obviously be different. Oh my gosh. Interrupting our regularly scheduled program, who would you think would make a better baker? The barista or the engineer? Comment below. You're saying, hey. Cause shut-ups, that's what. Ooh, ooh, ooh. A weekly steampunk comic series. Cause I wanna release series. La 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 la. You guys should already know what OC is. It's an original character. It's an original character. God, I can't talk. You all should already know.